Welcome to Indian River County's Oyster Bar Marsh Conservation Area. This 141-acre site is located on State Road A1A, just north of the St. Lucie County boundary. Indian River County manages this property as a partnership with the Florida Communities Trust and the Indian River Land Trust. Purchased in 2001, this riverfront site is home to many species of plants and animals. If you are looking to take a beautiful hike along the lagoon, our walking trail is 1.5 miles each way and may be just the hike for you. Let's take a tour and explore some of the resources you may see along your hike. Our parking area is landscaped with a wide array of native plants, where you can enjoy a newly created butterfly trail and learn about pollinator plants that you can plant in your own yard. Please take the time to learn about these plants from the signs located throughout the area. Planting native species like these is such an easy way to beautify your yard and also provide food for our local bees and butterflies. From this new trail, you can meander around our large impoundment, which borders the Indian River Lagoon. As you walk down the impoundment trail, you may wonder about the ponded mangrove areas along the east side of the trail. These mangroves are part of what is known as a mosquito impoundment. These impoundments are a way that our mosquito control district can reduce and control the mosquito populations. Did you know that our county actually used to be called Mosquito County? While this doesn't sound like something to be happy about, with the formation of the Indian River County Mosquito Control District in 1925, our county has benefited by the active management of these annoying mosquito populations. During the 1950s and early 1960s, the Mosquito Control District impounded approximately 2,600 acres of the nearly 4,500 acres of coastal marshes in Indian River County. These impoundments were created by constructing low earthen dikes around high marshes. These impoundments are connected to the lagoon by large culverts, which are open to natural tide cycles most of the year, allowing for free exchange of water, nutrients, and aquatic species. During the summer season, these areas are kept flooded to minimize the amount of exposed mud available for mosquito egg laying. This seasonal variation of water control is referred to as RIM, or Rotational Impoundment Management. Oyster Bar Marsh has many of these culverts connecting the impoundment to the lagoon. In fact, 2 new culverts were constructed in the past 2 years to improve the circulation of water between the lagoon and the impoundment. As you walk further down the impoundment trail, you will see our newly constructed mangrove overlook. This wildlife viewing area is covered, so you can enjoy a quick picnic while you enjoy the quiet of the lush mangroves. Depending on what time of year you visit, the water in this ponded area may look very different. Some days the water is clear, and you can see all the way to the shallow bottom. Other times of the year, the water is reddish orange or deep brown. What causes this change in the way the water looks? Well, mangroves, like many other woody plants, produce chemicals called tannins. Think of these tannins as a mini defense system that the mangrove's bark, leaves, and roots have against bacteria and fungi that try to infect the trees. The tannins also act as a sort of sunscreen for the mangrove leaves, protecting them from harmful UV radiation. The color of the water changes periodically as these colored tannins leach from the mangroves into the nearby waters. By the way, did you know that mangroves have a very important function in the ecology of the lagoon? In addition to being a great way to stop coastal erosion and reduce the energy from strong storm surges, mangroves provide critical nursery habitat for a wide array of fish and invertebrates. The long prop roots provide refuge for small species and allow them to avoid larger predators. Many species of invertebrates, such as oysters and sponges, attach themselves to the prop roots. Other aquatic species in the lagoon ecosystem also make a home among the roots. Watch as you walk along the trail for roosting wading birds and small songbirds that love to rest in our shady mangroves. About halfway down your walk along the impoundment trail, you will come to the newly constructed lagoon overlook. Take some time here to enjoy watching a passing manatee, a soaring pelican, or an osprey looking for prey. Look down into the water and see how many fish you can spot swimming by. All along the Oyster Bar Trail, we have placed educational signs, so if you see some wildlife along your walk, hopefully you can learn more about them on one of our signs. Looking off in the distance from the overlook, you will see the red and green channel markers that define the pathway of the Intracoastal Waterway, or ICW. Construction of this waterway was started in 1883 to transport goods from the mouth of the St. Johns River in Jacksonville all the way south to Biscayne Bay. In 1927, the Florida Inland Navigation District, or FIND, was created by the Florida legislature to improve and maintain this waterway. Today, we would not be able to safely travel by boat in the lagoon if it were not for the work of FIND. This agency keeps the ICW at the depths and widths needed for our enjoyment, as well as for the thriving lagoon commerce. Waterway and safe boating education is another important mission for FIND. Through their work, waterway brochures and manuals covering topics such as boat speed zones, bridge regulations, waterway guides, hurricane preparedness, channel conditions, spoil island usage, and fishing regulations are published and distributed on a yearly basis. So if you ever have any questions about the ICW, please check out the link to FIND's website that we have provided at the end of our video tour. FIND also works with local governments and other entities to promote recreational usage of the lagoon. Oyster Bar is a great example of this collaboration. Indian River County was provided with a generous grant from FIND to be used towards the construction of the boardwalks and parking area on the Oyster Bar Marsh Conservation Area site. As you complete your leisurely walk back down the impoundment trail, you may notice that the front part of the Oyster Bar looks a little different from the wet impounded areas. This portion of the site is an active restoration project where many acres of exotics, such as Brazilian pepper and Australian pine, were mulched into the ground so that the county could replant these areas with native species. For Oyster Bar Marsh, we are working to restore this area to a coastal hammock, which would have historically been a mix of oaks, palms, and tropical hardwoods. Coastal hammock ecosystems are less commonly seen in our county, so we look forward to a future time when visitors can enjoy the shaded canopy of the trees as they grow. We hope you've enjoyed your views of the Oyster Bar Marsh Conservation Area. Please come visit us often and relax with a leisurely trail walk, or simply stop at one of the many wildlife viewing locations in the beautiful conservation area. For more information on this or any of the county's other conservation lands, please reach out to our staff.